I was like, I'm going to commit to the handshake,
yeah, I'm glad you
so
did.
we don't do the...
Yeah.
That would have been on the bloopers. Now, a bit of context for you guys. In February 2025, I fought in the Aussie VR Boxing Championship tournament, in which I fought Tony Jeffries, who's an Olympic medalist boxer and a former undefeated pro. It was a tough fight, but I managed to get the victory, and after the fight he sent me a video.
Sib, he's just beat me up. I'm sweating. Dropped me multiple times. Had a great fight. Well done, my friend. You did great. Maybe someday we will have a rematch.
The day after the tournament, I found out that Tony was in Melbourne just like I was. So I sent Tony a message asking if he was interested to meet up and see if my virtual reality boxing skills translate into real life. Tony said yes. We spent an afternoon hitting mitts, shoulder sparring, and had a VR boxing rematch. And at the end of our session, Tony agreed to an interview. So here it is. Enjoy.
Good.
Okay. Right, well, Tony, thanks for having me. This has been awesome. You've been teaching me all the ins and outs of boxing. We just had a rematch as well, which is fantastic.
And tell me about the result.
Well,
I know you won him.
I did win again. But
that's all you need to say. Don't be humble. Yes, he beat me again. He beat me again, but I've got an excuse this time. What was my excuse this time again?
Your excuse last time was the
ring was too small.
Yeah, too small.
This time was
excuse this time was the internet was slow.
Yeah, that's why.
Which is fair as well. Anyway, so I just got a few questions that I'm very interested in your answers on.
Yeah.
First one up. What got you involved with virtual reality and thrill and fight?
I was around 40 pounds overweight around 3 years ago. I knew I had to change my lifestyle. And even though you was a high level athlete, fought at the highest level in boxing, I don't like working out, right? So I needed to look for something else. I'd go for a walk with my wife every night for 40 minutes, and then I needed something else. And then I heard about the virtual reality workouts. They've got some fitness workouts in there where you're doing saber stuff or whatever it is. Like that.
Saber, yeah.
Yeah, and it was fun, it was good. And then I seen the boxing games and I was like, really? Really? Thrill of the Fight one, and then there was a Creed one and another one, and I played them all.
Oh yeah? You played all of them?
And I was like, this Thrill of the Fight one game is unbelievable, and I played that every single day, mate. Like a lot of people like yourself.
Absolutely.
I got hooked on it, beating up these sparring partners and the other competitors on there, and I lost lots of weight. Changed my life, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not just playing the game. You've got to eat right. You've got to live the lifestyle.
Yes.
But this was a huge part of it, and because it was so good, I thought, who is the fighter who has created this video game? There's got to be a fighter that can create a video game that is this good. Right. So I looked all over. Ian Fitz is the guy.
Shout out to Ian as well.
Ian is the man. I found him on LinkedIn. I reached out, mate, this game's unbelievable. I'm a big YouTuber. And Ian replied and he was like, yeah, Tony, we watched some of your videos when we were working on the things. He wasn't a fighter, which I was surprised with. And I was like, mate, if you ever need any help with anything, let me know. You're amazing. Never heard from him from nearly 2 years. Then Thrill of the Fight 2 came out and asked me to be in the trailer. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. I was in the trailer.
Right.
And built a great relationship with Ian, Shaz, and the team of Half Brick. And
yes.
That's it really. And we built a great relationship. So yeah, that was a long answer to your very quick question.
No, it's perfect. I love it. No, absolutely, I agree. You want to get the excuse to work out, and if you can do something fun, then it doesn't feel like working out.
Exactly.
Because everyone hates going to well, not everyone, but a lot of people hate going to the gym because you have to go there, you have to muck around, all that kind of stuff. But if it's fun, you don't feel like it's a chore. Yeah,
and another thing with boxing, you've never boxed before in your life, which I was surprised with when I seen you actually boxing, but it helps people get into boxing. Like you said, when you come into the gym, you went, maybe I'll start doing this now. Maybe I'll start getting hooked on it. And you would never have been in a boxing gym if it wasn't for Thrill of the Fight game.
Exactly.
Right? So, and you're just one case. There's probably thousands of people like yourself, even people who want to box, but they might be afraid to go to the boxing gym. It's getting them in there, getting their foot in the door. And the video that we've just created there, that'll be on my channel, if you've not seen it yet. You can see that you don't necessarily have to go to a boxing gym to learn boxing. You can box. And like I said on my video, you're not a great boxer. You're great at the VR boxing.
Right.
But you 1,000 times better than anyone who walks into the gym for the first time. Like 1,000 times better, right?
I'll take
So
it.
you know boxing, you understand boxing now through playing the game.
1,000 times.
1,000
I'll
times
take
better.
it.
Mate, someone comes in the gym, they kind of box, they don't know left or right. You come in there, you're throwing your jabs, you're feinting, you're throwing your 1-2s, you're moving your feet, you're moving your head, and then we did the shoulder sparring as well, and the shoulder sparring, you hit me with a double jab right hand to the body, and I'm like, this is an advanced combination, how was he throwing this punch?
Was it really?
Yeah, mate, you were ba ba ba, and I'm like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that, mate. So yeah, mate, 1,000 times better.
That's awesome. That's very cool to hear. All right, next up. What do you feel is the biggest difference between the game in its current state, early access, versus real life boxing?
The big difference is, in real life, you can't get hit as much as you get hit. Now, that's like obvious questions, you know, if you're on the game, you can drop your hand, you can take a few punches. In real boxing, you wouldn't do that, right? But on the early access right now, one thing that I've been speaking with Ian is body shots. Body shots are doing lots of damage, right? Now, if we're in a real fight and you hit me with a body shot and I'm not expecting that body shot, it will hurt me. It'll put me down. It'll do lots of damage. It'll not give me a flash, but it'll hurt us, right? But probably 19 times out of 20, you throw a body shot at me, I'm expecting that body shot to tense my stomach. Okay. So in the game, when I've got my hands up like this and I see you throwing body shots, I could take them in real boxing.
Okay.
In the game, it's still doing a little bit too much damage, I think, which should be, I believe, changed because, like I said, you can take body shots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's something I didn't even think about because, like you say, if you are in real life and you see a body shot coming, you can tense up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a defense in its own way, right?
Right.
Instead of in the game where if you're not covering your body and they are throwing really hard, then it's almost always going to be a stun.
Yeah.
And thinking about stuns too, why are you getting stunned when you're getting hit?
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
I understand the reason behind the stun. It's just showing you that you've been hurt.
Right.
Like if you do get hit in the head hard, you will get a flash, like a stun. In the body, you wouldn't get a flash. You would get hurt, but so you wouldn't get obviously the flash. But yeah, there's some changes there that I think can be made, and it's something that I've been speaking with about Ian, and maybe we'll make them, or maybe not we. I'm not making them, but maybe the team will make them changes, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do and what things they can do, because there is things in real boxing that you can do to hurt you in the body. Like my best thing was if I hit you to the head and then blasting the body shot straight away, then that body shot will hurt you.
Right.
But if I'm start leading off with body shots, then we'll not do the big damage that they might do in the game.
No, that's good insight. I didn't even think about that. That's right. And there will be, of course, things that, because it's a video game, you can't make it one-to-one, but you can get as close as possible. So
exactly, yeah. There's always going to be things that is not 100% correct, because if you think about it, at the end of the day, all this is tracking is where your head is and the position of your hands. Obviously, your movement of your hands. But think about just everything you can do in the game. When we got to a fight there, I'm moving around. My feet's moving around. So they've got to do so much work to be able to make it just the way it is right now. And honestly, I think that if the game didn't change anything right now, it's still absolutely unbelievable and the best game ever. And
it's still the best, even though it's an early access. It's the best one out there, in my opinion.
By far.
Yeah.
By far. There's nothing close. And the team are constantly working on this so much to get every minor detail as realistic as possible. Like even the very first early access, I was happy with that. I was like, this is unbelievable. You know, I loved it. And it's just getting better and better. Like the latest change where you stop and running through people.
Yes.
No, I love that. I love that.
Future updates just making it better, right? Over time?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Have you tried fighting against someone in a different part of the world that you knew of? And what was your experience like?
Yeah, I fought people in England, in America, while I've been here in Australia. And as long as the connection's good, it's been great. There's obviously been a few matches where it gets glitchy.
Sure.
And you know, obviously that would hurt your experience. But no, I've had some great matches with people from around the world, and yeah, I'm really happy with that.
That's good. I think that's exactly right. As long as the connection is good, then you're all sorted.
Yeah.
Now, just a generic boxing question. What was the process with developing your style? Like, why did you pick orthodox over southpaw?
Right.
And how did you come to that?
So, with the orthodox and southpaw stance, generally, like 99 times out of 100, if you're right-handed, you will be an orthodox fighter with your left foot forward. You didn't know that?
Didn't know that.
This is crazy, mate, because like you're like good at boxing. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Yeah, and you stand orthodox, right? So normally, it would normally feel comfortable for someone who's right-handed to stand southpaw because they lead off like this.
Really?
If you're not trained. But if you're right-handed, you should always stand with your left foot forward, 99 times out of 100. Because this way, when you're punching, you can rotate in your punch and you get more power into that punch, right? And it's harder to do that if you were right-handed doing it with your left hand.
Yes.
So naturally, you are, if you're right-handed, you're orthodox. If you're left-handed, you're southpaw. So that's like the kind of boxing 101 when you learn.
Didn't know it.
Crazy,
Again, it's like I skip over some steps and learn some skills, just
Yeah.
like in virtual, but don't even know about 101.
Well, I'm glad that you went into the orthodox stance, because I would have guessed if you were learning yourself, you would have went into southpaw because it's more comfortable.
Right.
And then how I developed my own style, it kind of comes over time. Just like you've developed your own style,
Sure.
playing your hundreds of games of thrill. These things, you know, you kind of see what works, what doesn't work, and you develop into the fighter what does work and what doesn't work. So I would guess for someone like yourself, if there is big changes on thrill, it might be harder for you to adapt than it would be for someone like me.
Yeah.
Because you've learned your style around the format of thrill, right?
That's right.
Where-
You don't want to learn bad habits that work in the game, and this is something that's been talked about in the Aussie VR boxing community as well. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You don't want to get used to not really exploiting the game, but getting used to things that work well in the game but don't work at all in real life.
Yeah.
Because when a new update comes out and they fix a bunch of those issues that you might have been relying on, then you're kind of screwed. You have to relearn everything again.
Exactly.
So that's why having the fundamentals of real life boxing, you're just set no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I too, even with my experience, do some bad stuff in there. Like you didn't know at my fight when we're getting behind, I'm just there, just trying to scrap with the body, and from the outside looking, you're like, look at this guy, what does he know about boxing? But I know I can get away with that in the game a little bit, and if I hit you with a few of them shots, it's going to hurt, and maybe get a knockdown. It didn't work with our fight, but sometimes it does, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you definitely will develop the bad habits if the game is not up to par, which it is, or it's definitely getting there now.
Yes.
That's why it's best to always learn the real fundamentals of boxing, because that's only going to help you within the game. Didn't help me today when I fought you, but it will.
It will. All right, a couple left. What do you think, just some quick tips for training cardio for boxing stamina?
Right, so quick tips for cardio. The best way to get fitter for boxing, the best exercises to do for boxing, to be able to box for longer, to be able to get better breathing, is actually boxing. Doing the damn thing, if you like.
Right.
If you've got access to a heavy bag, hitting the heavy bag, you know, like, and doing, let's just say if you did have a heavy bag, doing 3 minutes on the heavy bag is going to be way harder for you because you're not used to hitting the heavy bag than doing thrill. And then what you can do 3 minutes with a minute rest in between. Then you can start to reduce the rest time. Go to 45 seconds, 3 minutes, 45 seconds, 3 minutes with 30 seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
And now you're getting used to recovering. If you were training on the heavy bag in 30 seconds, put you in a game of thrill, when you get a 4 minute recover, that's going to be over that. But one thing that it will help, but I wouldn't recommend doing is what you would mention is trying to fight 2 minute rounds, 120 seconds.
Yes, 120.
Because it's a bit easier on your cardio, but long term, it'll not really get you fitter, the fitness that you want to be. I guess if you are fighting on thrill all the time, do as many 3 minute rounds as you can, and then if someone's like, oh, I only want to do 120, do 120, it'll be easy for you.
Yeah.
You'll absolutely smash them, you know.
I found that as well. For your career, I believe you had a hand injury.
Yeah.
How did you sustain that, and does it still affect you today?
Yeah, I mean, so I had a hole in one knuckle on here. You can see the scar there.
A hole? Wow.
Yeah, you see the scar. I had surgery and a tear in the tendon on this knuckle here. See the scar there? So I had surgery on both hands. And I got this. I started boxing when I was 10 years old. I retired when I was 27. I had 106 fights in my career. I've had like 100 now on Thrill as well, so I'm like
right.
Yeah, I'm counting them as well. So yeah, I've had 106 fights, and when I was young, I got punched really hard for my age, and I didn't really know how to wrap my hands.
Okay.
The wear and tear over the years of just pounding my hands.
Sure.
Yeah, that done the damage on them, and people don't realise like the thing that's taking the most punches is your hands. You know, our hands are not made for it.
Damage, yeah.
Yeah, constantly pounding and pounding away. So yeah, that's why I retired from boxing with the hand injuries, and I can't hit the bag correctly now, like as hard as I used to be able to. Because if you see there, see this thing, these knuckles stick out.
Yeah.
So if I hit, the first thing I hit is that, and this will swell up. So I've got to turn my hand and kind of hit with this part of my hand, not this part. So yeah, does it affect us? Yeah, it does affect, but you know, I get through it.
Last one. Injuries in boxing.
Yeah.
Brain damage, unfortunately, is one of them. Getting
Yeah.
hit in the head a lot. Is that one thing you considered before starting your career, or even knew about the risks?
Right. Great question. Right?
Because that's a direct difference to virtual reality, and that's probably stopped me from getting into real boxing because I don't like getting hit.
Yeah.
As you've hit me today a lot.
Yeah.
That's reminded me I don't like getting hit. So.
Right. No, I'm really glad you brought this up. So before I was boxing, did I think about it? No. When I was fighting, did I think about it? No. After I've boxed, I think about it all the time. Every other day right now. My memory isn't what I believe it should be. I am forgetful, and has been punched in the face over 40,000 times, which I really have, affected my brain since I was 10 years old. I would be punch drunk. Have you heard the term punch drunk?
I have, yes.
I would be punch drunk if I thought that hadn't affected my brain.
Sure.
So obviously it's affected my brain. But there's things that I'm doing now all the time that will help me brain, you know, recover or last longer, if you like, than it would if I wasn't doing them. So yeah, I'm really aware of the damage that boxing does to your brain. I would never spar, head spar, ever again. That's why we did the shoulder and body spar. I've been asked multiple times, not officially, of people, but just more like people who follow me, saying, would I fight Jake Paul? Or would I fight you?
Really?
You, not officially, would I fight Jake Paul for like, even if they offered me £5 million or dollars? I'm like, no, I wouldn't. It's not worth it. I've got 3 kids now. Last thing I want to do is get punched in the face. That's why, before we did our spar, my wife was like, make sure you're not getting hit in the head, you know, because even though it's just soft and all that, we still don't want to take the impact. Yeah, it's not worth it. So back to the thrill of the fight, something what I'm promoting to now with boxers, and why I want to be involved. You're getting an authentic boxing workout with thrill of the fight. You are being competitive like you would be in boxing. You're actually boxing, you're doing the 3-minute rounds, you've got a referee there, you're throwing punches, you're hurting people in the game, but you're not taking any damage to your head or to your hands. So another reason why this is unbelievable, and I'm absolutely in love with this game. You know? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's, the benefits is endless, and I've spoke about this with Chaz and Ian, how amazed I am with this game, and I'm such a huge fan of it, like you are. But I know you're a huge fan of it. You play all the time, and you love it, and you're passionate about it, which is amazing. I'm the same, but in it coming at it from a little different angle, from the former fighter angle, where I'm still getting the workout.
Which is invaluable for them, for the dev team, to have you. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because they know how passionate I am about it. Yeah. Like coming to do this with you and promoting it to fighters, to non-fighters, telling people why it's so good and everyone should be playing it. It's just like, it's the best, and it really has changed my life. Like, I'm guessing it's changed your life in one way or the other, because how much you play.
Yeah, and fitness and everything.
Fitness, fitness is great. I love it. I'm just a huge fan.
Likewise, me too. All right, well, again, thanks for having me. Oh, you did it.
Which one is it?
And then fist bump.
Yes.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, great.
And make sure you subscribe to Tony Jeffries.
Yeah.
He's a lesser known YouTuber, I think, what, 2.7 million subscribers now?
Go on and see me get beat off this guy. Yeah, look at his arms. He's got the power. He's got the technique.
Thanks again.
Mate.